Hey Gem Rising, welcome to your December astrology horoscope. So, this month is slightly different because we are moving away from the chaos that we experienced in November. November was chaotic for a lot of different reasons. There was so much going on, it was retrograde season, the intensity of Scorpio season. But now we're moving forward, and December is slightly peaceful, okay? So we're going to have the opportunity to rest, reflect, and then gather our energy and really move forward, especially in the second week of December, where we have a lot of energy encouraging and supporting us to tick off some of our goals and kickstart the year ahead. Now, this month is very important for you because you have your annual full moon in Gemini happening, and that's happening on December the 4th at 13 degrees. Those of you that have either your sun, moon, or rising, or any other planets in Gemini, especially either at 13 degrees of Gemini or close by, you'll feel this full moon the most, and it will manifest more strongly. So this full moon is occurring in your first house, but it's also impacting your seventh house because the moon will be in Gemini in your first house, which rules over you, your identity, sense of self, and your life path and purpose. And then you've got the sun opposite the moon in Sagittarius in the seventh house of relationships, other people, and committed partnerships. So it seems like during this full moon in Gemini, the emphasis is on you, your identity, your life, as well as the key people that play a huge role in your life, especially if you are in a relationship, a romantic relationship, marriage, or another type of partnership. That is going to be very much so emphasized during this full moon in Gemini. Typically, full moons mark a culmination point. They can bring forth fruition, or they can bring forth an ending or a transformation. And you may be reflecting quite a bit on you and your life and where you're currently at and where you're headed and how you want to move forward. And you may also evaluate a lot of the relationships in your life. Perhaps your relationship goes through a significant change, or there's something that transforms in your relationship that is quite important during this time. So there is this opportunity for something to shift, for something to change regarding your personal life, as well as relationships. Then we have Neptune going direct on December the 10th, and Neptune goes direct in Pisces at 29 degrees, and it's going to be going direct in your 10th house. So if you have experienced some fog or mist or confusion regarding career goals, ambitions, or you feel like you've had some setbacks, especially because Saturn has retrograded back into your 10th house, well, now that Saturn's direct and Neptune is going direct, these energies are moving forward, and you'll start to feel the shift in this area of life. You'll start to feel things become more clearer as time goes on. So that's something to look forward to, but it's about integrating the lessons, applying them, and then moving forward. December the 11th, we have Mercury entering Sagittarius, entering your 7th house. So you already had Mercury that kicked off retrograde in Sagittarius, and then it re-entered Scorpio. Then it has now, well, during this time, December the 11th, it will move back into your opposite sign, which is very crucial because it's moving into your 7th house of relationships and other people. Now, if you just go back to last month and think about or reflect about what you experienced during Mercury retrograde when it kicked off its journey in Sagittarius, what were some of the themes, or what were you feeling, what were you picking up on, what was going on in your environment, especially in relationships? There may be a continuation of that energy, but now the energy is asking you to move forward, and there's a lot of communication involved with relationships. There's a lot of reflecting, thinking, communication, and perhaps even a lot of movement as well. Now, this energy is very important because on December the 19th, we've got a new moon in Sagittarius. So the sun and the moon will both be in your house of relationships and other people. This new moon occurs at 28 degrees of Sagittarius. So take a look at your chart if you have any planets at either 28 degrees or very close by. This could mark a new beginning, a new cycle, a new chapter, something changing in intimate romantic relationship or a partnership you're in. So that can vary. It varies depending on where you are currently at in your life, your relationship status, what's been going on, but it seems like things are moving forward. There seems to be shifts and changes occurring in that area of life. And it's very much connected to the full moon that occurs at the beginning of the month, because the full moon in Gemini kind of sets the pace, where you have the moon, which is your attachments, your emotions, and that's connected to you because it's in the first house, and you've got the sun in the seventh house, which is also shedding light in that area of life. And then we get into December the 19th, and we've got both the moon and the sun in the seventh house. So relationships seem to be very important this month, in the month of December. Now, speaking of things moving forward and picking up the pace, December the 15th, Mars, a planet of action, how you achieve things, and your masculine energy, enters Capricorn. Mars loves being in Capricorn because it feels like the most aligned. It feels like it can, and it's not even about feelings with Mars, it's about action, but it can do a lot in Capricorn. It knows how to just go for whatever it has in mind, and the goals it has, it can just achieve them like so quickly and with just so much passion and determination. And this is emphasized because on December the 21st, we've got the sun entering Capricorn as well. So that is emphasizing and enlightening this Mars energy, all occurring in your 8th house. The 8th house rules a couple of different things. You've got shared finances, resources, you've got the continuation of relationships as well, where we get into intimacy, you got the spiritual aspect of it, where you get into deep spiritual transformation. December the 24th, Venus also enters Capricorn, so there seems to be also a lot of focus in the 8th house. So it may be that you're accomplishing or achieving a lot of goals in this area of life, or also when it comes to intimacy, that can be very important. Mars is a very masculine energy, so it can also rule over your sex drive, so a lot of emphasis there. Venus is a planet of relationships, so Venus and Mars and the sun all in one area of life. There's a lot of light, a lot of energy, a lot of momentum, a lot of passion as well in the 8th house. So again, this could emphasize on relationships and also your spirituality as well, making a lot of changes, doing a lot of deep spiritual healing work as well. And also because we're looking at the 8th house, so it has that financial aspect to it as well. You're looking at shared finances and resources as well. So, Gem rising, it's a much more relaxed month than the chaotic month of November. December is sure, it's creating a lot of opportunity and making things happen, a lot of shifts happening, but more gently and at a much more stable pace as opposed to November. And there seems to be a lot of focus on relationships, the 7th house and the 8th house for you this month. Now, I will get into your astrology horoscope for 2026. You've got Uranus in your sign, so it's a big year for many of yous, and those horoscopes will be out in December. So make sure you subscribe and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out when your annual horoscope is released. I also post these episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so make sure to subscribe there as well if you want to listen on the go. Take care, happy holidays, and I'll speak with you soon.